What's poppin'? It's Nasha Iman. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm giving y'all another story time. A lot of y'all love my like stories about boys for some reason. I have a lot of like just stupid stories. So today I'm gonna be telling y'all about the worst date of my life. I literally look back at this day and I cry because it was so stupid, and honestly it's so embarrassing, but I love telling it because it's like, what in the world, like why do you guys act like this? This is one of the reasons why like I literally hate talking to dudes, because they act like they have no brain cells. So that's what this story is gonna be. If you want to hear about my worst date, then keep on watching. So I was a sophomore in high school, 10th grade. Honestly, like in 10th grade, I was single like the whole year. If I did talk to someone, I don't remember. Let me give y'all some backstory. So I posted a picture on Instagram one day, and it was a picture of this man proposing to a girl with a pizza instead of a ring. And the girl was like, oh my gosh. I connected to that picture because I literally love pizza. Like pizza is literally so good. Pizza is the best food in the world, aside from like cornbread and like soul food. Pizza is like elite. It's really up here. If you don't like pizza, I don't understand what your problem is. Like, we can't be friends because why don't you like pizza? So yeah, so I posted this picture and I was like, true love in the caption. I get like 100 likes on it. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm famous. This guy DMs me, right? And usually I don't really respond to my DMs if it's not like a cute guy. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all, like the dude was cute. He looks like A$AP Rocky. I don't know if that's a stretch, but I think he looked like A$AP Rocky. So like I responded because since I literally like can't date A$AP Rocky, like he was the closest I was gonna get to A$AP Rocky. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll respond to your DM. Can I find the DM? I'm gonna find the DM like right now. Okay, let me turn my ringer off because everybody's blowing up my phone and I'm trying to film a video. Rude. I'm sorry, I just think of this dude's Instagram. Do y'all know when you're trying to find someone else's page to lurk on, but you have to go through someone else's page? Like my lurking skills are like up here, like they're top tier, like they're really elite. Like I go to one person's account and then I go to like their tagged posts to find like the person I'm trying to find. If you don't know what I mean, like you need to up your Instagram lurking skills because honey, I found it. Okay, I had the whole freaking DM thread. And you know when people send your post to your DM instead of commenting on it? That's one red flag. You're a hoe if you do that. If a dude ever sends you your own posts and like puts like hard eyes on it or something, he clearly doesn't want someone to see him in the comments, so he's gonna send it through your DM. Free game. If he does that, he's a hoe. He belongs to the streets. Anyways, he sends me my post and he's like, I can meet your expectations. Upside down smiling emoji, pizza emoji. I was like, word? First of all, this conversation is so 5th grade, like, oh my gosh. This was literally 2 years ago though. This was May 28th, 2017. I was 15. I'm only 17, wow. So I said, that's cute, LOL. And he was like, I bet. How about I go get us some? And I was like, it's good. If you're not from the Bay, it's good means so many different things, but in this context, it's good meant like I'm down basically. Like I'm agreeing with him. So he was like, no, I'm serious. What kind of pizza you want? From where? And I was like, Round Table and Cheese. Round Table is my favorite pizza restaurant for anyone who cares. Nobody cares. He was like, okay, I'm gonna get a large. Where you at? I said, OMG, wait, are you for real? He was like, yeah. And I was like, LOL, I'm in Sac right now. I was in Sacramento for the weekend. I don't live in Sac. Like, so where do you live? I told him where I live, and then he was like, okay, cool, so when will you be back? I was like, Monday night. And then he was like, what are you doing Friday? And I was like, I'm not sure. He said, if you're not doing anything, I'll get us that pizza. Y'all, keep this in mind. This dude literally typed out. Do y'all like my case, by the way? I'm sorry. I literally am always getting distracted. Like, oh, I didn't even give him a fake name. Let's call him... Why is coming up with fake names literally so hard? Oh my gosh. I'm gonna call him Travis because he will be confusing Travis Scott with A$AP Rocky. Just keep in mind that Travis was like, if you're not doing anything, I'll get us that pizza. So I'm hyped. I'm like, okay, it's lit. And he was like, tell me about yourself so we can get to know each other better. In that little spiel of me telling him about myself, I expressed to him how much I love pizza. Like I literally made it so clear, like I love pizza. If I could marry pizza, I would. Like pizza is my lover. Like pizza is my first love. Like pizza. Let's fast forward to when I come back from SAC and I go to school. Fast forward to Friday. Friday was this like little like chill day. We had Day on the Green. School brings like a bunch of jumpers and stuff like that, and everyone's just like having fun. I didn't want to go, so I left. He brought his friend, so I asked him if my sister could come. We get in the car and he drives us to Round Table. So we get to Round Table and me and my sister, we sit down. Travis and his friend Jay are like standing like by the door, and I'm like, can y'all sit down? Like, what are you doing? Why are you by the door? They don't sit down. I'm like, okay, maybe he's finna order my pizza. So I'm waiting. Like 3 minutes go by and like nobody has went up to the freaking register. You have to order at the counter, then you sit down once they give you your number. They weren't at the counter. Like, they was just like lingering in the restaurant. They was just walking around, not sitting down, not talking to me. Like, I'm like, okay. Travis finally sits down and I'm like, are you gonna order the pizza? And he's like, what? I'm like, are you gonna order the pizza? That's why we're here. Like, for that pizza? Like, that's why we're here. And he's like, no. So I'm like, what? Like, what do you mean you're not gonna order it? Like, this is supposed to be a day that you asked me out on. I thought you were gonna order the pizza. Like, keep in mind, y'all, this specific day, like, I didn't bring money to school. I never would bring money to school unless I needed it, because I was under the impression that Travis was taking me out and paying for my food. I was like, I'm not gonna bring any money to school because I don't need money. And at the time I didn't have a debit card because I was literally only a sophomore. Like, what do I need a debit card for? So I didn't have any money at all. Like, I had maybe like $2 or something like that. So I'm like, okay, so this nigga's really not finna buy my pizza. So the whole time I'm like looking at my sister like, do you see this? Are you witnessing what's happening? Like, do you see what's going on, or am I tripping? Like, what? You heard this clown just say he's not buying my stuff, right? So we both heard it. Even Jay heard it. Eventually, Travis gets up and just walks out of round table. And I'm like, yo, what is wrong with your friend? Acting mad weird. Like, what is wrong with him? And he's like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Sometimes he just has like mood swing, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay. Like, he didn't have to bring me here if like he wasn't ready to pay for my food. You feel me? Like, pizza's like maybe $20. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you ain't got it, you just have to say that and I could go home. You know what I mean? Jay follows him. They go into another restaurant. They went into Nations. Nations is a hamburger place. Mind you, didn't nobody ask for hamburgers. Naja was under the impression that Naja was finna get pizza. Like, I was ready for pizza. So we go into Nations and, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, like maybe he's gonna buy me a burger. You feel me? Travis sits down at a booth and I follow him to that booth and I sit in that booth and I'm like, are you gonna talk? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, are you good? Whole time this dude is literally just staring at me like deep into my soul, not saying a word. He's like mugging me at this point and I'm like, you want to mug me? I will mug you back. It's never been a problem. We can have a mug contest. You ain't putting fear into nobody. Like, who are you mugging, first of all? So he's literally not responding to any of my questions. Next thing I know, this dude gets up from the booth and he goes up to the register. So I'm like, okay, he's gonna buy some food. Like, I don't know why he's acting weird, but he's gonna buy me some food now. He gets up there, he's back at the booth real fast. Like, he just ordered something real small. I look at his receipt and it's like one order of fries. So I'm like, are those for me? Again, ignores me. Then he proceeds to look at Jay and he's like, you want something? Huh? You brought me to round table, didn't order me no pizza. Now we're in Nations. Didn't order me no burger, but you're offering to order your friend some food. This is supposed to be our day. Like, why are you buying your friend food and not the girl you asked out? And also, why are you ignoring me? Like, that was just really concerning. Like, I don't understand like what his problem was. So now I'm literally mad. Like, I'm hot. I'm over here thinking like, okay, maybe he doesn't have any money. Like, maybe he forgot like his money at home. Maybe he like forgot his wallet. But then I realized like he just didn't want to buy me nothing. Like, I don't even think he wanted me to be there at that point. Like, he's mad at me. Now I'm like yelling at him at the table. Mind you, he's not responding to me. This was the old me. Like, if this was today, like, one, I wouldn't have sat at that table. I would have left and just went home, or I would have bought my own food because I would have like my card now. But two, I will never ever 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 be yelling at a person that's not responding to me. Yo, I'm not finna do that. I peep that you're not answering me. I'm gonna just let you be mad. Like, I'm not finna continue the conversation. Like, bye. That was my like flaw. Like, I'm just yelling at him at this point. And my sister's fed up because she has nothing to do with this situation. She just came with me because I asked her to come. She's like, bro, let's just go. Before we get up, Travis like leaves before us. So, like, he heard us saying we were gonna leave and he left. I'm like, okay, like, where did he just go? He literally zoomed and I don't know where he went. It's like he disintegrated into the freaking air. Like, so now it's just me, my sister, and Jay. And I'm like, bro, where did your friend go? Tell him to open his car. All my stuff is in his car. My backpack is in his car. My binder's in his car. I did just come straight from school. Everything's in his car, but he's not there. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give him 3 minutes. And if he doesn't come back within these 3 minutes, I'm gonna bust the windows out his car. No Jasmine Sullivan, like, quit playing with me. You're messing with my time now. And eventually, like, he comes back and he unlocks the car. I get my stuff out. We start walking back to school because we had to go back to school to get picked up. Like, we were bad children. Like, we weren't supposed to be doing that. If my parents picked us up from Round Table, we would have got in trouble because we skipped school, obviously. Instead of driving back to school with Travis, me and my sister, we just start walking back. And at first, I was just walking to see if he was gonna be like, what are you doing? Like, get back in the car. I'm not gonna let you walk back. You know, like something like a gentleman would say. Like, I'm not gonna let you walk back to school. Like, I'm gonna drive you there. Like, come on now. That would be rude to just let 2 females walk back to school when you drove us here, right? And you have access to your car. He lets us walk back to school. So we're walking and like, we're like 5 minutes away from the school maybe. And I see his little car pulling up and like letting his window down. And he's like, get back in the car, like get back in the car. And my sister's like, no. Which is good. Like, I honestly should have said no too. Call me dumb, I really don't care. I'm not dumb anymore. Like, that was 2 years ago. I've grown and I've matured and I know better now. But I honestly didn't feel like walking anymore. So I'm like, you better let me back in this car. So I get back in the car. And I'm yelling at him like, what's wrong with you? Like, why didn't you buy my pizza? Like, I'm still hot. Cause why didn't you buy my pizza? Like, it makes no sense. He takes me back to school. And at this point, I'm like done with him because he literally wasted my time. And the biggest thing is like time. Like, I hate wasting my time. I hate when other people waste my time. So for him to like just have wasted my time, I thought I was kind of like turned completely off. Like, how you just gonna make me waste half of my day like that? Like, that's so inconsiderate and selfish. I think if I would have continued to like talk to him, I would have realized that he's like bipolar or has some sort of like anger issue. He also seemed like he was abusive. Let's not even go there because that's a whole nother story. But yeah, that's basically what happened. We never talked again after that. Like, I feel like I just was done. So that's the story of my worst date ever. If y'all enjoyed the story time, give it a thumbs up. If you're still not subscribed to me, subscribe. If you want more stupid boy story times from me, coming right up. I love telling stories about stupid boys. Like, it's just so fun. It gives me a rush. Like, I just love it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll talk to you guys on my next video. Bye.
That monkey bitch wanna bang. We are not friends, little bitch. I just watch it change. My chopper say, didn't know you before, then you are not gay.